Perhaps the most important lesson I've learned is to share emotions, not suppress them. So I'm taking the big step of visiting a psychotherapist.
You let me know if I'm probing too much or if I'm going into an area that you're uncomfortable with.
Do you know what? Dr. Aaron Balick.
So technology operates as an extension of our psychological needs and desires, but because technology is an architecture, it limits the ways in which we can express those desires. So if our desires are for a certain kind of recognition and attachment, Skype allows a certain availability of that, Twitter, another availability of that, Facebook, etc. So all of those will access different psychological states.
The difference between expressing anger online and expressing it in face-to-face real-life situations has partly to do with what's become understood as the online disinhibition effect. So people are less inhibited when behaving online. And secondly, the lack of what I call interpersonal complexity, face-to-face complexity. And they both kind of work synergistically.
When you're in a condition of not being able to like yourself and living in a society that feels like it's against you, can produce a whole lot of consequences for mental health. Depression and anxiety, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, negative self-talk, and generally the development of a belief system that it just can't happen for you, which can ultimately be quite self-defeating.
As a professional clinician, would you ever recommend somebody go and use one of these apps?
Absolutely, I would. And one of the ones I'm thinking of is the Drink Aware app, which is a really good app that measures, if you're honest with it, and this is another, you have to be honest with your app about how many units or how many glasses of wine you're having a night, but lots of apps that quantify the things that you're doing, may quantify your mood, might be helpful. But again, this is a judgment that you make with an individual person. You're saying, actually, for you and your state, I think this would be a really helpful addition to what we're doing. The last thing we should be narrowing are other people. And I think that's what the Tinderization of everyday life is, the narrowing of other people into objects. So, there's different choices. You're engaged in relationship, or you're engaged in commerce, or you're engaged in ethical commerce. And I think there's going to be different levels. But I think there's got to be authenticity, honesty, and clarity. I think this thing, 50 pages of terms and conditions, it's manipulative, it's dishonest, and it's wrong. But this is what we're going to do, sign up or not, and then then you make that choice.
Actually, part of our group identity is getting to the bottom of these conspiracy people. So we'll all go onto our group on the internet and club together to uncover these evil monsters.